Hey guys, it's Ryan here with HobbiesofaMan once again, and today we're going to be doing another issue review for Dawnrunner. This is issue number 4. I love this cover. I think it looks so cool, but it's kind of hard to distinguish when you're kind of far away from it. You have to be kind of pretty up close for it to make a lot of sense, and it looks great. I love it. I think it's awesome. I love the colors on it. But yeah, so it's written by Rum V. It has art by Evan Cagle, Francesca Segula, I can't remember, and Aditya Bidikar do the rest of the work, right? The lettering and the inking and stuff. And this is a great chapter, actually. I really liked it. I think this was really cool. However, I think this is a limited series. It only has 6 issues, and I'm not really sure that this is enough time to really cover everything, right? And if it is, I feel like it's gonna be rushed, but this is a good issue, right? So I'll talk about it now. 42 hours since the last issue basically have passed, and the big ass Tetsa has ended up being way more powerful and crazy and different from what was expected, right? But we didn't get to see it emerge or anything, right? Which is kind of disappointing because it looked like there was this giant egg coming out of the desgarro, right? Like the weird wormhole. And then we don't get to see the fall of this monster. We don't get to see the start. We just kind of get thrown into the middle of it, which I guess makes sense because this is the important part of the story, but at the same time, we miss out on a lot of awesome imagery, right? So maybe we'll see it later, but I'm not really sure that we will. And it's destroyed a bunch of IKs, right, of Iron Kings, and has killed many pilots. And at this point, Andrew, who's kind of the leader of the most powerful of these IK organizations, tells everyone to turn the feeds off. We don't want to show people that this is happening anymore because it's gotten to the point where it's actually really serious and people are worried for their lives. And the Tetsa is slowly but surely advancing towards the wall. And if it gets there, it's gonna, break through and it's gonna cause a mass panic, right? And people argue with him. They're like, dude, we're gonna create mass panic if we turn them off. And he's like, you think there isn't already mass panic? Like, look at the thing, like what it's doing to us, right? And I can't remember if they actually turned them off or not, but I'm sure they do. It turns out that the Dawnrunner is fighting this Tetsa, and the Tetsa is amazing. It's crazy, it's powerful. It has these weird, like, tendril things around it, and it uses them to attack, right? And this is when we get a flashback sequence, right? So we get thrown back to the original Tetsa attack when Ichi and his kids are running, and Anita is going too deep into him. She is melding with him a bit too much, right? And this is kind of a problem because it's going to cause an issue for her, right? And so Anita is telling him, please stop, and Ichi is like also trying to tell her that because I think he's losing a sense of himself as well. And they're also talking to the Tetsa, trying to plea with it, right? But it's not really working. And so we're getting to see and hear please stop on both timelines. The battle continues. It continues to be awesome. And then Ichi and Anita have a conversation here. It turns out that Ichi's children didn't make it out, that this memory that he's living through, that she's living with him, is actually like the dream that he wished had been accomplished. This is a fake memory. I'm guessing that this was implanted into the IK so that Ichi wouldn't go crazy. It's kind of like a pacifying memory. But Anita connecting with him and kind of going through this with him caused like that break, right? She knows that it's not true, and so he learns about that too. And this kind of leads to them talking about this idea that they just have to save what they can. They have to do their best because they can't actually win. They can just slow down the inevitable, and that is good enough for them, right, at this point. And Anita remembers her daughter. She remembers that she didn't, she wasn't there for her the last time that her daughter was awake before she went down into a coma again. And then she starts to feel the cold of death. She knows that it's coming, and Ichi tells her of his time while he was alive, and then we get to see that the IK has died. It's gone to the floor, and people are scrambling to try to save Anita, right? The thing is that as this is happening, as they're trying to get into the IK, Anita and Ichi have merged, and suddenly she's alive again, but she isn't herself. The people can't find Anita's body inside the weird, iambic fluid chamber thing that they have, and they pronounce Anita and the Dawnrunner dead. The Tetsa still must be stopped, though. So what happens is that Anita in this really amazing, beautiful sequence of her all bloody and then kind of like turning into this resplendent version of herself, merged with the Tetsa, because we know that with the IK, because we know that the IK has been made with Tetsa parts. It has the mind of a human, and it also has like human elements to it, right? So it's like a biological robot, right? And so because she merged with Ichi, she actually merges with the robot, and it becomes this weird like veiny, like muscular thing instead of like the IK, and it's back alive, and it's crazy, dude. It's insane. It was so awesome. It wakes up again, its skin ripples, it turns organic properly instead of looking metallic, and the Tetsa gets angry, and that's where it ends. We don't know what happens after this, and I really liked it. I thought it was awesome, right? So there you go. That's all there is to say, honestly. I mean, it was a really cool story. They didn't really give us any answers, and it is what it is, right? So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and see you guys later.